click, back to straight. Oh my God! If you ride bikes, at some point in your life you have to decide, do I want to be a rider who does tricks, or do I want to be a rider who's stylish and looks amazing on the bike? Obviously you can look cool doing both, but I always think there's a fork in the road where people choose tricks or steez and style. Today's video is about how to bridge that gap and how to encompass tricks and style into one maneuver, and that is called the tabletop. What is a tabletop? A tabletop is two things. One is a jump without a gap, so with a flat top. Ignore that. We're focusing on the trick, the maneuver, the steez that is a tabletop, and it looks like this. Okay. It's called a tabletop because you lay your bike completely flat in the air, or even inverted, that's called an invert, and it's like a table, right? You could eat your dinner off of it. That is an expression. Flat as a pancake. You could have eaten your dinner off of that tabletop, mate. That was crazy. So, we are going to learn how to do that, and you are going to learn how to tabletop. And I call it a trick because the tabletop has so much. It goes the distance, there's progression there, because you can do it in 360s, back flips, front flips, on hips, on straight jumps, on step downs. It's one of those foundation maneuvers that you should learn, because if you don't want to do tricks and you just want to look amazing on the bike, it is the most perfect thing to do on hips and trails. So Woburn, where we are today, is the perfect bike park to show you about the tabletop, because we're going to start on this little trick step up, which is the perfect place to learn. You need a bit of time in the air, not a lot. You can literally do it on a bunny hop. And then the trails, the amazing dirt jumps are right there, so I can show you how it looks just to do it on hips, both ways, because you don't have to take your hands off, you don't have to take your feet off when riding a bike to look really comfortable, to look like you've been doing it for years, and to look flowy and stylish. I think style is the most important thing. Woo!
Nice.
There is a correct way to tabletop, like direction. So if you're left foot forward, you want to pull it up with your left hand and extend your right hand. If you're right foot forward, you want to pull it up with your right hand and extend with your left hand. That's the way that works best for me, because then when you 360 the correct way, the tabletop works with the 360, everything goes flat, and that's just my recommendation. So how are you going to learn it? You need a jump that's not very big, that you've ridden loads of times and you know the speed, and you want to just go the same speed, get the same air time, get the same height. The best way to feel out what this trick's going to be like is honestly to lie on your back. Right, so this is my riding position when I'm in the air. It sounds ridiculous, but you're going to save yourself hours of like feeling out this trick for no reason. So I'm left foot forward, I'm going to pull in with my left hand, yeah? Right. The first thing that always happens is your seat hits your leg and it stops it. That's why practicing like this is going to allow you to find a way of moving your legs so that your seat can come past your calf muscle, past your shin, and tuck in. The next thing that's going to happen is the foot on the top is going to grip the pedal and you're not going to be able to bring it any further. Look, I'm completely stuck. So your foot needs to come away from the pedal to bring it in further, okay? To practice this properly, you need to be able to click the tabletop and get back to a position where you can land so the bike's upright again. So take off, click, back to straight, like that. You'll feel your top foot rotate on the pedal, that's normal. You might feel the saddle tap your leg, that's normal, but find a way that everything can move past each other to get it in nice and tight. And when you know you've done a really good one, this bar end is going to sit in your armpit. Like that, honestly. So that's like completely clicked. Oh, the classic t-shirt snag. Maybe do it topless. Click, back to normal. Click, back to normal. That's actually the best way to learn. You could do 50 in a row and make it feel normal before you've even taken off on your bike. Let's do a few more. Here are some considerations to think about when learning this trick, because I don't want to talk about this for too long. You need to get out on your bike and try this, but these are some important factors. Firstly, don't carve up the lip. Don't do any turning because you think you have to turn to lean the bike over. Straighter the better. Draw a straight line up the takeoff. Secondly, if you're a rider, a mountain bike rider, who has clip-in pedals, think twice about how much your feet can rotate on them before clipping out. That's important, and something I only just thought about is, I remember when I used to race 4-cross clipped in, you'd go to do a table and your feet would come flying off. So that's a good reason to lie on your back and see how well it works with your pedals. Lastly, the bar end in the t-shirt dilemma. So when it comes through like this, it does wrap up in your t-shirt. You think it's fine, and then when it comes back, it often does get caught on your t-shirt. If you're experienced with it, you just muscle it out, sometimes rip your t-shirt, anything to not crash. If not, you could get in a spot of bother. So honestly, one of the best things to do is tie a knot in the back of your t-shirt to pull it tight on your Christmas beer belly, because you don't like that's unneeded. You don't want to think like, oh, Matt said I need to learn a new trick so I look stylish, and then go out and crash because you're wearing a nice baggy jersey that's 2 sizes too big. You got to think about these things. You need to grow into stuff, don't you?
You can just tuck it in as well. Tuck it into your trousers.
Oh yeah, I
used to do that.
True, like that.
Yeah,
that's actually a good point. Tuck-in's probably easier than getting a mate to tie a knot for no reason. I'm going to do a few more, and then we should go to the trails and just show how it is on nice big jumps and hips. Hips do lend themselves more towards tabletops. As you turn it in, having a landing that's at an angle below you does feel more natural, but I honestly learn it in a straight line. Learn it properly, landing straight, and then go to hips, because you can get in the right spot of bother and a right muddle being all twisted up on a hip, and do you know what I mean? I'll show you a couple more and then we'll hit the real stuff. Tabletops are not very difficult, but they are quite difficult to perfect, and I've always said over the years of going to mountain bike competitions and big events that a well executed tabletop trumps insane tricks. A 360 tabletop, or just a normal tabletop, perfectly flat like a pancake, for me is better to look at than a front flip no-hander all day. I'd rather sit and watch people do perfect tabletops through a set of trails than the best nitro circus guy do triple backflips, and that's the truth. It displays bike control, it displays experience, and most of all it shows that you recognise the value of just looking nice and flowy on a bike over sending it into a foam pit. That might be a touchy subject, but for me, style, I'm not the most stylish rider in the world, but I happily would watch a stylish rider over a trick ferret. So let's go and ride the trails and I'll just do a few more for you guys to watch, think about. But please go out and learn this trick. If you can do it already, do it more. If you've tried it once and crashed, try again. But I'm going to let this video literally outro with a load of tabletops, because I think I've given you enough information to get on the road to learning a tabletop. It's stylish and it's also a trick. Put them together, you're a trail boss. Enjoy.